Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is going on, Luke?
Hey, that was I was clapping. I was doing an uproarious applause for you because I missed you. It's good to see you again. It's good to have you back. I'm acting
Look,
like you died.
Yeah, I wasn't dead. I was not dead. I am back though. For those of all you who were wondering, I know Noah was wondering. Spoiler alert. But I have been gone for it's been probably a month now since I've been on the show. It's been quite a while. We had some family health stuff that I was dealing with my wife, and so we were taking care of that for a few weeks, and then I don't think a lot of people know what I do for a living, but I'm a sports producer, so I coordinate productions, so we did about 1,200 basketball games over the past 2 weeks, and so I was really literally buried. I was just flying around the country from event to event. So between those two things, it's been quite a minute since I've been here, but I'm happy to be back. I really do enjoy the show. I do miss it. I miss you, Luke. I watched when I could, as much as I could, which was a lot, honestly. And Rusty filled in a lot. Drew filled in a lot. Lots of guys helping us out on the staff. So I really appreciate you guys. Because I was going some stuff with my wife. I appreciate you guys helping out and stepping up. All the Bluffs Media staff really appreciate it. So, but yeah, man, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back. It's fun. We got a great show today. It's gonna be me and you again. I don't know. I really don't know where to go from here.
I mean, we could
say. Should we talk about the Grizzlies?
Let's talk about the Grizzlies. We could. Yeah, let's talk about them. They played last night.
We should listen. I hate
we
West
don't
Coast
have to.
Games. I got my San Diego Padres hat on today, but I do not like West Coast games. I'm just so old and tired at this point. I'm just so old and tired at this point. But the Grizzlies did play last night. Played the Kings with only 8 players. Took an L in overtime, 121-111. Your thoughts on the game last night?
I was really hoping we were gonna. It would have been a really nice win, and it felt like we could have pulled it out there at the end. This team is. I feel like every overtime game we've lost. So once it went to extra minutes, I wasn't. I wasn't holding out. It's just when we're only playing. I mean, we had. I think we only played 6 dudes actual like real minutes. When you're only doing that, like I don't. You're gonna get tired if you don't close it out in the first 4 quarters. You're not going to.
Yeah, it's tough. Look, they worked their ass off. I will say that. I mean, they played hard the entire game. So you cannot. I mean, look, it's an L. Like you said, they played 6 guys real minutes. Trey Jemison only got 13 minutes, which is he just looked. It was a tough match for him.
Very bad matchup.
Really, your only big is Jaren and Santi, right? Like that's your only bigs there, and so they had to play 39, 38 minutes respectively. Pretty much 40 minutes for Jaren. And Jaren's having to defend, defend for his life out there against Domantas Sabonis. He's having to beat every bit of offense as well. He took 27 shots. I mean, the dude's played hard as shit. Like you can't blame him for any reason. Look, I know it's an L, and we all want wins at this point. I guess they're fun to have. I don't really want them. I would rather take the losses. I think most people are aware of that, but it's fun to have them. And man, they played hard. I mean, in case you can't fault them for that. I think Vince Williams was a late scratch. He would have been nice to have.
Why was Kennard and like him and Lamar Stevens both were NWTs, not with team? What is it?
Luke said his was personal reasons. That was what they put on the injury report. And Lamar Stevens said something like a patellar tendon strain or something like that. He was questionable last game, and then didn't play this. He was out this game. So, man, at this point, I don't know what the injuries is. I mean, he could be done for the rest of the season. I don't know. It sucks because I really enjoyed seeing him play. I think that he does have a future with some team, right? I don't know if it's with the Grizzlies, but it's because of the amount of just spots and just the kind of the way everything's shaken out. But I do think he's got a future with the team. But those guys, not even with the team, didn't even come. So they only had 10 guys that are just even on the team playing, right? Like they're able to dress, and then Vince Williams and gets a late scratch. it's a tough matchup for the Kings when they're out there doing as much as they are. De'Aaron Fox he's that dude, man.
Yeah,
Like,
good.
God, he is that dude, and him and Domantas Sabonis together are a deadly combination.
Well, I mean, and they're playing to stay out of the play-in, like
Yeah.
they're playing for what they're playing for matters. Not that what we're playing for doesn't, but we're not playing for contention.
It does. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really, like, right? Like,
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't.
matter. We're gonna be real honest about that. It doesn't matter. And you're right.
Yes.
What they're playing for does matter. And so
Mhm.
seeing that game last night, watching those guys play, watching some people like, guys like Gigi play and minutes that are real minutes. Like, these are minutes against real players.
40 plus
that are
minutes. GG was played over 40 minutes last night.
44 minutes essentially for Gigi Jackson. I think the most of any player in the game.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Jake the Snake was not far behind, which is, like, I've pooped on him all season, and the dude is.
I'm still not convinced on Jake LaRavia. I know, like, I've been
Same.
away, and he's had a lot of games that he's been productive, and I'm just not convinced. I just don't think he's got the technical skills to be a rotation NBA player. I think that don't get me wrong, he's been good,
Yeah.
but I think long term, I think he's been good on a bad team, and I
Yes.
think that also matters, right?
No doubt.
And so I think there's some context there. I mean, that's the same with Gigi Jackson. I mean, he's good on a bad team. I would desperately want to see him with other players around him. I want to see him. I mean, it's good to see him also with Desmond Bane out there, what he does with a more primary ball handler and scorer out there. But I desperately want to see him with Vince and Jaren and Desmond and Ja out there all together and just kind of see where it shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-game sample size, but so far the results of him and Jaren and Dez are, like, pretty good. I know it's just 2 games, but, like, he seems to fit with the 2 of those guys pretty perfect, pretty seamlessly. It's been nice to see, because you never know, like, when you introduce a new cog to the machine and one as important as Dez after such a long absence, it might not work, but 2 games in, it looks like things are clicking.
No, I mean, and things that I don't think get talked about enough, and is his defense. His defense last night on
So good, dude.
He was on De'Aaron Fox a lot of the night. I mean, he was extremely good on him. Like, I thought that, and the combination of if he's shooting well, him and Desmond out there together, man, I think that's what you want Luke Kennard to be. Right?
Yes.
Like, you want Luke Kennard to be that shooter out there that can space the floor just as much with Des. So they have to choose who they are going to guard. And last night they made wrong choices, and Desmond or Gigi hit him. So did Desmond, or excuse me, so did Gigi hit him. Desmond was a little off, but no, Desmond was 2 for 7. That's a little off for him.
Yeah.
But Gigi 4 for 8 from 3, 50%. I mean, I think that's the idea of what you want Luke Kennard to be, right?
Yes.
But Luke Kennard can do that, but cannot create his own shot, is unwilling to take mediocre. Like, he's only going to take perfect shots for him.
Yes.
Right. And I love Luke. We are big fans of Luke on this show.
Pro Luke pod.
The problem with Luke is that he will only take perfect shots for him, which is probably why his percentage is so high throughout his career, if we're being honest with ourselves, and cannot defend. And maybe you got that with Gigi. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought process. It's discussion. I'm not saying it one way or the other right now, but I think it's an interesting just thought of, like, maybe Gigi is what Luke could be, right? But with defense and his playmaking ability as well.
No, man, I'm not sure what it is as of today. Like, this morning, I didn't check, but yesterday heading into the game, Gigi, this minimum dudes that have played 30 games. Gigi had the 32nd highest defensive rating in the league, in the entire league. Like, people keep saying he can't. I've heard that he can't defend. It looks like he's defending, and it's like you said, if he can be that bucket that can also play some damn good defense off the bench, like, we've been looking for that. We've been clamoring for that. We've been searching for that as an organization for so long. And it looks like we got it in the second round of the draft last year. It's awesome.
I mean, we said it on this show when we first saw Gigi come out of the game. Now, when I was back when I was on the show, we said it here. Like, what do we want to look for in Gigi? What do we want to see from? We know offense, we know everything, but can he play defense on a regular basis against real NBA players? And I think he's shown that. I mean, I think that he has shown that for sure. Looking at his percentages for this year, 35 games. That's not a small sample size anymore for him, right? This is not a like 2 games with Desmond Bain kind of thing. This is a pretty good sample size, shooting 36% from 3, taking almost five threes a game. Now, I don't think you'll get that kind of attempts when he's in a full integration of a team, but he might, right? Like if he's taking Luke's minutes or something like that happens, there's a good chance he might get 5 to 6 threes a game and shooting 36% from 3. That's pretty damn good in a 35 game sample size.
I mean, if there's a chance that with this level of play and with Kennard still yet to ink an extension, like there's a chance that he becomes the number 1 option off the bench and keeps these attempts up. And if that's the case, like there's a lot. The ceiling is really, 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 really high at that point.
I mean, as bad as this season's been, what the Grizzlies got out of that season was Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams.
Yep.
Period. And assorted. They went into this season, and we talked about it at the beginning of the season. They went into this season with the idea that John Conchar, Zaire Williams, and Jake LaRavia are going to be their guys off the bench. They're 7, 8, 9 guys, whatever it was. And we learned really quickly that was not to be the case. They are not that good. Now, John Conchar had a great game last night. He's a little like Jake LaRavia. John Conchar has had small, good sample sizes for 4 years now, right?
Yes.
But he's never been able to always put it together where it's a consistent thing. And I think that's what you're probably going to see with Jake LaRavia, even if he does get minutes. Now, to be clear, if he breaks out and does something great, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm not trying to say I don't want him to be great. I mean, be good for this team. I just don't think he will be. But you started out the way that season, and you end up getting Vince Williams and Gigi Jackson, who are they are better than all those dudes.
They are. Yeah. Yes.
Not even probably. They are definitely better than all those dudes.
They immediately make your top 7 better.
100%. 100%. I mean, we could talk about this on a different show, and I think this probably for future of the road, like what rotations will be next year. Yeah. But I can't wait even if it's 5 games at the end of the season to see Brandon Clark out there with those guys, just to see, right? To get a little bit more of a taste of what the rotations will be. Because I think we're all curious to see where he lands after his injury. But again, we're getting a little far off subject, but the Kings last night, the Grizzlies last night, played their heart out. And you can't fault them. Gigi had a chance to win the game at the end of the I would have loved it, Desmond, to take that shot. I love the idea of passing it out to a semi-open Gigi, but if you're Desmond, I think I would rather you hold on to that ball and take your chances going to the basket getting fouled.
Yeah, same. I think maybe you might even win the game. You do that. Like it's a good, the sentiment there, real good. But it's like you said, if this were a game with actual stakes for us, you hope that he takes that shot.
Yeah, I agree. And then last guy I want to touch on before we go to break, Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, has been the rock of this team all season, and dude is still out there taking a beating for a 23-win team at the end of March is nothing short of phenomenal. I swear he gets better. I think, we talked about them missing people. I think that's also one of the silver linings for this year is Jaren being leaned on even more. And I think some self-realization for him that like he can do a little bit more than he thinks he can. Exactly. I guess maybe that's it's a weird way to put it. But I think you know what I mean.
Capable of more. He's capable of more than he gives himself credit for.
But again, I think it's that self-realization of like, man, I think it's that like sizing a dude up and be like, none of these dudes can stay in front of me, right? Even Domantas Sabonis can't stay in front of me from the 3-point line. Like, none of these dudes can stay on me when I'm on offense. And I think some of that realization is also really important for him down the stretch, and still being a great defensive player, even when he's asked to shoot 27 times and still be a help defender as well. I mean, I don't know what else we want from him, honestly.
No, I don't either. And it's he's not getting the recognition he got last year. I don't expect him to with what he's being asked to do and what he's actually doing. Just wish people would cut him some slack. It seems like people are so ready to gang up on him, and it's getting old. It's getting real old.
Getting old quick. Also, Domantas Sabonis shot 15 shots on the line last night, and that's atrocious. No player should go to the line 15 times.
15, Jesus.
Bullshit. There's no way he got 50. There's no way. That means he drew probably 17 or 11 fouls, because a lot of those weren't even probably shooting fouls. Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever. I don't care. Anyway, let's take a quick break. I do care. I don't care, but I do care. It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
That's all I want to say. This is bullshit. So whatever. Look, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the record the rest of the way coming down the stretch for the Grizzlies.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays with, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, and now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side. Yeah. His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward. Right. Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. I don't.
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up. And then literally within the first 15 seconds, missed a wide open layup. And then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show, The Daily Grind, where we do talk Grizzlies every single day right here on Bluff City Media, the YouTube channel, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, we cracked 1 million views on our YouTube channel total. We've been doing it for a year, Bluff City Media, so first million. We appreciate everybody watching, listening, commenting. But also big shout out to Kenny. He is the heart and soul of this creative team. He is in charge of all the creative content at our company. And so shout out to him. He none of it would be possible without him. So big shout out to
Kenny.
Him. Thank you, Kenny. If you see him, tell him thank you. Also, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, we're like 2,900, almost 3,000. I'm trying to get there. So go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Pause this show. Go subscribe. Come back. Pick up where you left off. It's all good. All right. Record the rest of the way for the Grizzlies. What you got for me?
Well, it ain't looking good. We just have a tough schedule. I think looking just off the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the 13 games left are against people that are playing for playoff contention.
Look, we got the Spurs and the Pistons twice though.
Yeah, but Wemby's been playing real good.
I think they'll probably win
3 of those 4.
I would say I'm gonna go optimistic. I think they'll get 4 more wins for the rest of the season, period. And technically, Matt, they're not mathematically out of the playoffs. They'd have to win every single game.
I saw that. What is that?
They have to win every single game the rest of the way, but they are not done. It could happen. It could happen.
I started looking. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, how many games? I was like, so you're saying there is a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Not a big one. I mean, we're like 1 game away from just being out.
Yeah, I think if they lose 1 or 2 more games, they're technically eliminated. But right now, as this hopeful, optimistic show we are. But anyway, I'm going to give them 4 more wins for the rest of the season. That's what I'm going to give them.
Which would get us to what? 27, 28,
wins?
27, 46. If we can get over 25 wins, I'll be a happy camper.
I won't say that's I guess, the open question is, would you consider that a successful season? Like, I don't know, right? Like,
no.
I don't think anything you consider this season successful with the way it's gone. But like you said, with all the injury issues, which has been, obviously that's been the problem, is they haven't had a full roster at any point this season. So, I guess maybe they had one game with a full roster where Ja was back, maybe 1, maybe 2. I don't know. But I think given the injury problems, I think that's probably pretty successful. I mean,
winning a quarter of games,
I think it's all relative, right? Like,
yes, exactly.
Like success is relative to what you determination of that is, right? Like for the Nuggets, success is winning a championship. For the Grizzlies, who have a novella as an injury report, a short story, if you will. 25 games is probably successful.
It's a really nice little poem, a really long poem.
Again, it's a nice novella, short story of an injury report. So, yeah, I don't know. 4 wins sounds about right. Again, like you said, if they get to 25, which is 2 games, that's 2 more wins. I'd consider that a success as well. So
yeah, and I mean they'll probably. I feel like they'll probably beat one of these good teams. But probably, we might squeak one out. We play the Lakers twice. I bet we might win one of those.
I would love to beat the Lakers
just once. I'd like to beat them once.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Wishful thinking.
It is very wishful thinking at this point. So, look, one of those games is like the second to last game of the season, and maybe Brendan Clark's back. Maybe have a little more people back. Maybe Brendan Clark and Marcus Smart are both back. For the last few games of the season, that'd be fun.
Just play
fun. Those are both home games too.
Play spoiler, like just play FU those last 2 games and ruin the Lakers. Oh God, if we were the reason the Lakers didn't go to the postseason,
that's chef's kiss. Yeah, I would love that. Let's take another quick break. We'll be right back. Get to our last segment of the show today, which is Tubing Tuesday, a new segment you introduced while I was gone, and I am big excited about it. I love the idea. So let's get to a break so we can get to that.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you. Bang, 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 and hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us, to the last person on the bench, you got an ego, but all of us can't be the man. Yeah. You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. Mm-hmm. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act, okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show, The Daily Grind, where we talk Grizzlies every single day. Special segment now on Tuesdays. What are we watching? You introduced the segment while I was gone. I love the idea. I love it. Our little stats monster over there. And
Watching TV.
Over there. I don't know. It's hard.
I struggle with this too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is it this way? There we go.
Just follow the Grizzlies finger.
Stats monster watching a TV. What are we watching right now? Luke, you go first. I'll let you go first.
So I don't. Are you familiar with the show Love Is Blind?
I am familiar with the idea of the show.
I don't watch it, but
I mean, you don't have to be embarrassed about watching the show.
No. I'm not. But my partner, she loves it. And so it's on a lot. What I did watch was the reunion episode the other day, which one thing I think reunion episodes of reality TV are like the closest thing to actual train wrecks we will ever physically be able to watch. They're so uncomfortable and they're so stressful. And everyone involved in reality TV is like hot, just gorgeous. And so it's just hot people just destroying each other. And this was no different, man. This poor SOB named Trevor came out there and he's like this big old, like he looks almost like a caveman, no shade. He just is a big dude. And apparently he had a girlfriend the entire time the show was on or something. I only caught this watching the reunion, but they just started pulling his text messages up and were showing everybody his text messages with his girlfriend. What? And this dude just sat there and he said,
just had to take it.
Dude, well, and he got a moment to talk and he goes, I had something prepared, and then he was pouring sweat and he goes, can I just leave? It was it was awful, man. It was awful. The dude is not someone that I feel like I would ever enjoy hanging out with, but I felt bad for the guy because it was just like, oh my God, this is on TV. And you're just, he pulled his text up and you saw him like, oh shit. It's like he knew he was boned.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough way to go out. Can I just leave? Is about as bad as it gets. Yeah.
Can I just leave?
Like I don't watch reality TV. I mean, it was like I don't watch like dating shows like that. And neither does my wife. We don't really I never got into it, so it doesn't really come on at our house. Not that I know a lot of people that love that show. Though it's a big show. I just finished Masters of the Air, the show on Apple Plus. About it was the kind of sequel to the Pacific and Band of Brothers. Oh, yeah. It was good. It was all right. It was good, not great. I thought that they obviously Band of Brothers is top tier television. I thought this show was good up until like episode 7, then it kind of fell apart. I think it's tough whenever I think the stories were good. And I think they kind of missed some spots, but good, not great. And then I just I went from that straight into Manhunt, which that's
about John Wilkes Booth, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm a sucker for like period pieces, period dramas, historical movies.
I want to watch Manhunt. I like John Wilkes Booth. That dude had a killer mustache.
Well, what's funny is the guy that was in Masters of the Air was also playing John Wilkes Booth as well. So that was kind of cool. I don't remember his name. I'll have to look it up, but he's great. And the first episode was really good. That's all I've done so far is one episode. And Apple TV has gone back to the whole like releasing stuff weekly instead of just giving us the binge dump, which I hate, which I want my TV and I want it now.
Wait, should you say spoiler alert about Manhunt that Lincoln dies in the end?
Yeah, spoiler alert. He dies in the first episode.
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's crazy. You spoiler alert.
It's about the hunt of the guy.
I
They
guess
can't
you're right.
spend 4 episodes doing nothing,
You're right. It's in
and then
the
he
title.
finally dies. Also,
should've-
spoiler alert: they catch the guy.
It doesn't
If
go
you
well
didn't-
for John Wilkes Booth.
It doesn't go well. They catch him as well. Just a heads up. So yeah. Now you know.
I need to brush up on history. That's what I'm sorry. I'll brush up before next week.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, now you do. That's on me. I should have said spoiler alert that Abraham Lincoln dies first episode, but now also look, before we get out of here, I'm gonna do a little rant on spoiler alerts. I don't subscribe to the theory that I don't subscribe to the theory that I shouldn't talk about something online. Right? It's
I
not
agree.
my responsibility to keep you from seeing things.
Yep.
Right? If I see a show, I'll start talking about it online, whatever. And if it's a spoiler, whatever. Like it's not my responsibility to keep you from seeing things. You can like mute words on Twitter and all these other social apps. Like there are ways to do it. Sorry, that's my little rant. I am not a big fan of that.
Harry Potter came out like 10 years ago. If you don't know Dumbledore's dead yet, that's not on me. That is not my fault.
That's true too. I don't like Harry Potter, so I'm
See?
not a Harry
Yeah.
Potter fan. So like whatever.
Well,
And I
Dumbledore
don't-
dies.
Well, I don't even know who that is, but I don't even know who that is. I've never read the book. My wife wants me to watch the movies with her. I've watched one and I can't. Anyway,
They're making a show.
listen, I will watch the show. That show looks cool. I mean,
Yeah.
the movies just seem very geared towards children, which they were because they came out. They were a long time
It's
ago.
for our child. Yes.
So I just, I get in the premise of like Harry Potter, if like my wife and her friend are like, well, you got to wait till it gets to, movie 4 and it gets good. I'm like, that should not be
I don't want to wait.
I don't want to wait. Like if I got to wait 4 movies in, then it's not good.
Be
right?
good.
Like, if you're like, well, you just wait, it'll get better. Let's say telling me wait till episode 8 in a TV show to get better, right? Episode 9 when there's only 12 episodes. Then it's not a good show. I'm
like,
sorry. It's not a good show.
I don't care if Cheers doesn't get good till what's her name, Christy Alley shows up. I don't care. I want it good from the get-go.
Exactly.
I want
Listen,
it good
those
from
are
the get-go.
Those are my rants on Harry Potter and spoiler alert. Now that we have Tubing Tuesdays, now you guys know how I feel about this stuff. Harry Potter is not a good franchise, and I don't give a shit about your feelings when I want to talk about stuff online that I've watched. So, end of rant.
Hashtag
rant.
Tubing Tuesdays.
I bet you didn't know this was coming when you introduced this segment. I apologize.
No, I'm so happy though. I'm so happy. This is great. I'm so happy.
I can't wait for this segment every day. It's really every week. It's going to be more about bitching about stuff probably, but I love TV. I love films. I obviously have a film degree. So I'm a big, I'm huge into that. Love it. I spend more. I go to the theaters by myself more often than I go with people. I do that on a regular basis. I just go on like when the kids are at school. I just go to a movie during the day.
I'm going to see a movie before next week. I'm going to do a movie before next week.
It's so much fun going to the theaters by yourself or
Agreed.
with your loved one, with your wife, as long as she doesn't as long as there's no talking, right?
As long
There's
as
like
she shuts
strict
up.
rules when you're watching. There's all those strict rules when you're going with a friend. Even you can't talk to me. I have one of my best friends. He loves to ask questions during the movie. And I'm like, I have, like you, have never ever seen this movie. We are at the same point in this movie together. I have no fucking clue what happens next.
I did not write this. I didn't produce
I
it.
did not write this movie.
I didn't
Also,
direct
be
it.
quiet because I can't hear.
People that talk
We
to
go
the
to
meters
movies
can
together
shut up.
sometimes, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this with you anymore. So I
Mouth
just go by
comes
myself.
hard
It's
out.
easier. I just go by myself. It's so much easier.
It is
And it's
easier.
fun. You get the popcorn by yourself and the candy. The theater is fun.
I'm gonna go to
I
the
wish it
movies.
wasn't so expensive to take our whole family because we go often. I wish it wasn't expensive to take 3 kids and 5 of us
Like
to
$100
go. But
bucks.
it is fun.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's like damn near it's damn near $100 after like all this shit. Of course we
Yeah.
obviously sneak in candy because we're degenerates and millennials, but like
Same.
we're not buying candy there. We'll buy the popcorn because you can't replace that, but we're not buying candy there.
You can only bring so many like Ziploc baggies of popcorn into a theater with you before they notice.
before they start to ask questions, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely, man. Look, that's been a great show today. I'm glad to be back.
Glad
Thanks
you're
for
back,
having me.
dude.
Thanks for having me back.
Hey,
I
shut up.
texted you guys, can I come back? And you're like, I don't know, man. I've got
Yeah.
the
Gotta
show's
move
pretty
some
good
shit
without you.
around.
I'll move some stuff around. You can come back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow on Wednesday. It's tomorrow Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes, tomorrow ends Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow Wednesday.
Play the Warriors.
Grizzlies play the Warriors tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Another West Coast game, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock start for us. Gross. But we'll be back. We'll talk about that show. We'll preview the show tomorrow as well. So we will see you then.